Hello, everyone. My name is Lubaina and I am 13 years old. Today, I'm going to be presenting a presentation that comes from my heart. So, allow me to share my screen. Here is my screen. I am the Chief Youth Azad Kashmir, an international WASUP ambassador. WASUP is an international organization that stands for World Against Single-Use Plastic, and it also incorporates climate change. I'm mentored by my professor, Professor Gertrude OBE, and he is the founder of WhatsApp. I was able to present this presentation to a global youth summit, and I secured a winning position in the youth summit as I presented this. Thus, I wanted to share this presentation. Today, I'm going to be addressing the topic of air pollution, specifically air pollution and its effect on children. You see, among the United Nations SDG goals, each one of those goals can be related to climate change. So when we talk about goal number 13, which is action on climate change, we also mean action on air pollution. You see, there are greenhouse gases in the atmosphere of the Earth, and these greenhouse gases are actually necessary to keep the Earth warm, to keep it habitable. But after the Industrial Revolution, over 150 years ago, what has happened is that we have produced too many greenhouse gases. There are simply too many greenhouse gases in the atmosphere of the Earth, and they are now capturing too much heat, which has led to a global phenomena called global warming. Global warming is the burning of the earth. It's the earth is too hot now, and it has occurred due to a few main man practices, which include extensive farming, extensive agriculture, which has the tendency to produce a lot of methane. Then we have deforestation, cutting down trees that take in carbon dioxide and produce oxygen for us. Due to urbanization, we're killing our own selves. Then we have burning. Burning, yes. Burning fossil fuels, burning coal, burning gas, burning oil. All this burning has led to climate change, and now it's leading to air pollution. And now it's leading to air pollution so much so that 95%, yes, 95% of the people breathe in toxic air. They all are breathing in toxic air, and you and I are part of that 95%. So, what makes up this toxic air? We have bacteria, particulate matter, viruses, fungi. These bacteria, viruses, and these fungi, these are actually killing us because they're present in the air and we're breathing them in. They go into our bodies and they penetrate our systems and they cause us to fall fatally ill. And then we have inorganic gases and volatile organic gases. Among the gases, we actually have two main types of gases, which include polluting gases and greenhouse gases. So, among the polluting gases, we have nitrogen dioxide, which comes largely from burning diesel. Then we have sulfur dioxide, which comes largely from burning coal. Low level ozone comes from the photooxidation of oxides of nitrogen. Then we have carbon monoxide and volatile hydrocarbons. Among the greenhouse gases, we have carbon dioxide, the most ubiquitous. It makes up 80% of the greenhouse gases present in the air. Then we have methane. Methane is actually 80 times stronger than carbon dioxide, and it's produced largely from agriculture. If it's 80 times stronger and produced from agriculture so largely, just imagine the significance of its impact. Then we have oxides of nitrogen, hexafluorocarbons, hydrofluorocarbons. Hydrofluorocarbons actually come largely from the refrigeration industry. Then we have sulfur hexafluoride and perfluorocarbons. Let's talk about particulate matter. The particulate matter is the toxic particles found in the air, and they come in different sizes. Particulate matter 10 microns is actually really easy to inhale, and it can easily accumulate. Particulate matter 10 microns stays in the lungs. But when we talk about particulate matter 2.5 or below, that is the real danger. They are so small. These particles are so small that they have the capability to travel hundreds and thousands of miles. They can travel so far. If there is a bushfire in Australia, you're going to feel the impact in Brazil because of these particulate matters. Particulate matter 2.5, when inhaled, has a tendency to get out from the lungs, unlike particulate matter 10 microns, and spread throughout your body through your circulation. It targets your brains, it targets your lungs, it targets your heart, and it can cause you to fall fatally ill. It can lead to lung cancer, chronic lung diseases, and asthma. Particulate matter 2.5 or lower has led to an increase in mortality rate by 7%. Yes, by 7%. Particulate matter is a real danger, and the toxins present in the air are actually causing us to deteriorate day by day, and children are becoming the main victims. So, in the midst of all this, why talk about children? You see, 20% of today's children will be 100% adults soon. They are innocent in all of this. They didn't burn fossil fuels. They didn't burn gas, coal, or anything. You see, 50% of the world's population is under 30 years of age. Health burden of climate change is on 88% of under 5-year-olds. Yes, 88% of health burden of climate change is on under 5-year-olds. And this number only grows to 99%. 99% of health burden of climate change on under 5-year-olds in countries that produce less than 10% of greenhouse gases. These children are victims of countries that produce 90% of these greenhouse gases. And 99% of health burden is on them. You see, 95% of the world's children live in areas of air pollution above WHO guidelines. 1 million children die from respiratory problems from indoor air pollution, which is far more hazardous than outdoor air pollution. Climate change is also a child's rights issue. It is a child's rights issue for clean air, clean water, and nutritious food. So, why are children more vulnerable? Children are actually more vulnerable because 80% of lung sacs develop after birth for children. So their lungs are only 20% developed. And you see, they have a higher metabolic and higher heart rate. So they breathe faster and they're short. So they breathe near the ground. So it's likely that they breathe in the gases produced from car exhausts. And they breathe again and again due to higher heart rate. So they're breathing the gases in again and again. And since their lungs are only 20% developed, this toxic gas will lead to stunt lung growth, probably chronic lung diseases or asthma. And these children's lives are just starting. They are just starting to live life, so they will have a lifelong exposure to the toxic air, to the toxins present in the air. These children are truly innocent, but they are becoming victims of climate change and air pollution. Air pollution not only affects a person when they are a child. Air pollution affects people throughout their lifetime. In the womb, when a mother breathes in toxic air, this can result in low birth weight for the child. It can also lead to premature birth. In the children, it can lead to asthma, slower development of lung function, development problems. In adults, it leads to asthma, coronary heart diseases, or lung cancer. In the elderly, studies have shown that air pollution leads to dementia. It can cause diabetes, lung cancer, heart attack, heart failure, and strokes. This is the case of a young lady, Ella Kaisi. She had to visit the hospital repeatedly due to asthma attacks, and she eventually passed away at the age of 9. This was the first case where the coroner gave the verdict of the death having been caused because of air pollution. The coroner said the death was caused directly because of air pollution. According to the WHO, air pollution is the world's single largest environmental health risk. We're at the face of no future for us at all. We're at the face of folds of healthy people, of healthy lives. And you'd be shocked to know that your child is actually in more danger inside the house than they are outside the house, because indoor air pollution is 5 to 7 times more hazardous than outdoor air pollution. So where does indoor air pollution come from? It comes from cooking in the house, burning coal, burning wood within the house, smoking, and inadequate ventilation. Also from mold growth, for example, damp spores, HVAC systems, which are the cooling systems, cleaning products, and building materials. Building materials such as synthetic building materials, which cause a lot of indoor air pollution. In a house frame, indoor air pollution can come in the bathrooms because of mildew, bacteria, in the yard because of pollen, herbicides, pesticides, in the bedrooms because of dust mites, pet dander, in the living areas because of tobacco smoke, and carpeting and furniture, such furniture that is able to produce indoor air pollution and that does not leads in inadequate ventilation. So that leads in inadequate ventilation. Because of furniture and carpeting, there could be instances where there's not good enough ventilation, which is inadequate ventilation. So if this is such a big health emergency, if this is such a big crisis where your children's future and my children's future and my future in general is at stake, so what can you do? How about you stop smoking, especially near children? Children are not smoking, but they are able to breathe in the gases released from smoking, thus leading to stunted lung growth, slower development. Shouldn't we walk instead of transport? It's a win-win because it's healthier, and instead of transport releasing the toxic gases, you're walking. Wear masks when necessary to take a step to prevent yourself to breathe in the toxic air. Shouldn't there be car-free zones near schools where only bicycles or walking is allowed? So for the children that go to school, they do not breathe in the toxic air. We should grow trees because they not only take in carbon dioxide, but also battle pollution. You see, we should not burn coal or wood within the house boundary to not cause indoor air pollution. We should teach others and influence others' ways of doing things to help them realize that we are at the face of this big emergency. We should pressurize the government to not build synthetic heating buildings because they lead to indoor air pollution. You see, in London, state schools have air purifiers, and these air purifiers have led to significant improvement in asthma symptoms and coughing fits that the children used to have. So we should have air purifiers around schools or in your homes to purify the air and not breathe in the toxins of the air. You see, the problem of climate change and air pollution was created by scientists when they started manufacturing new technology in the Industrial Revolution. And now it is being solved by scientists. For example, we have innovations such as turning air pollution into ink. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we will be a part of these innovations. So it's necessary that you realize that this is a big problem. Take the steps that you can take, and let's become part of innovations that can help us eliminate such problems. Thank you.